The Computer Center for Visually Impaired People at Baruch College, City University of New York, product demonstration. Welcome back. My name is Gus Chalkias. I'm with the Computer Center for Visually Impaired People, and I'm sitting here with Lynnette Tatum, our senior instructor.
Hi.
And today we're going to be doing another product demonstration. Today we're going to be looking at the iPad. And the iPad is really cool. It's got a lot of different features and functions, and I'm going to hold it up and you guys can take a look at it. It's pretty buttonless, so to speak. On the face of the device, there's only one button located at the bottom center, and that's called the home key, and it's a circular, kind of concave button. So if you press it, it'll have some features. Then if you go up around the right side of the device, you'll find the volume up and down rocker switch. Above that is a little switch that you can flip up or down to lock the orientation. So I'll show you in a minute that the device actually changes orientation when you turn it in certain ways. Then as we go to the top of the device itself, there's what's called the lock key or the power button. If it's off, this is the button you hold down to turn it on, and if it's on, this is the button you press to lock it, so that you don't have to do anything. It doesn't do anything that you don't want it to do. Directly across from the power or lock button at the top is the headphone jack. Along the left side of the device, there are no controls, so it's completely what's the word? Button free.
Button, yeah.
Yes, it's flat, and if I flip it to the bottom, there's the port where you connect it to your computer. So it's a proprietary USB connector, and the speaker grill. And you'll hear this thing actually has some really nice sound quality on it, and I'll just start it now by pressing the home key.
Portrait.
Okay, I'm actually going to plug it in so that we can hear it through the speakers.
There we go. Cool.
Okay, so it's in portrait mode. It said that it was in portrait. Now, I can just move my fingers across the screen. Oh, it's... Okay, what did I do? Oh, volume is down.
Okay.
4:02.
There you go.
Wednesday, October 20th. 4:02.
Okay, so as I move my fingers across the screen, I get the different controls or the different options that are here.
Unlock button.
There's the
Unlock button. Double tap to unlock. 4:02.
There's the time. Or if I didn't want to be flipping my hand around all over the screen, I could just use one finger and just flick.
Wednesday, October 20th.
And flick again.
Unlock. Screen locked.
Oh, it just locked.
4:02.
It's temperamental sometimes.
Wednesday, October 20th.
So
Unlock
I go
button.
to the unlock, and
Double tap
it says
to unlock
button, but it's actually not a button. It's a control on the screen. So as this is a touch device, I can just double tap with one finger,
Notes.
and it opens
Double
up.
tap to open.
Now, as I move through this, as I'm holding this, it's about, I guess, it's a 9-inch diagonal screen. The home key is located at the bottom center, so this is portrait, so like the top and bottom are shorter than the left and right sides. But sometimes I like to hold it landscaped, so I flip it to the side.
Landscape.
And it actually
Home button
changes
to the right.
orientation of the screen. So any way that I flip it,
Portrait flipped. Landscape.
or if I
Home
flip
button
it
to the
towards
right.
me,
Landscape.
it
Home button to the
actually
left.
is right
Page
side
1
up
of
for
2.
me, but then if I flip it towards
Landscape.
you, it flips
Notes.
again. So
Double
just
tap
for the
to open.
purposes of today, I'm going to lock it
Orientation
so
lock.
that it stays locked there, and we can move through some of the different functions. Now, what this device does is it's a media player, it's a note-taking device, it allows you to surf the internet, send emails, play music, obviously. I have audiobooks on here, and I'm going to go through some of the features today, but not all. The way it's set up is that across the top of the device, or the top of the front screen, is you have your, your status bar, right?
Yeah.
iPad. 4 iPad. Status
Right.
bar item.
So it's a status bar item, it tells you, and then if I flick to the right,
4:04 p.m.
tells me
Status
the
bar
time.
item. Orientation locked. Image.
It tells
Status
me
bar
that
item.
the orientation is
Bluetooth
locked.
on.
Bluetooth
Status
is
bar item.
on,
97% battery power.
and it gives me
Status bar
battery,
item.
the battery level. And if I move into the center area of the device with my finger,
YouTube.
again,
Double tap to open.
so again,
iTunes.
as I move my finger
Double tap to
across the
open.
screen, what it does is it reads
YouTube.
that particular
Double tap
item.
to open.
Or again, I can flick.
Calendar.
There's a calendar.
Double contacts.
There's contacts.
Double notes.
Notes.
Double maps.
So I can do.
Double tap.
I can take notes with this. I can set up my calendar, make appointments, set up my contact list so that so when I'm sending emails or trying to make a phone call, obviously I wouldn't be using this to make a phone call unless I'm using something like Skype. But I could potentially just keep all my information on here. It's a very cool portable device. Then at the bottom, very similar to how Apple does their Mac operating system, there's something called the dock,
Dock.
right? And the dock holds very commonly used shortcuts to some commonly used applications like
Safari.
which
Double
is
tap to open.
the internet browser.
Mail.
Mail,
Double
which
tap
is
to
their mail
open.
client, their email client.
Photos. Double
which
tap to open.
Don't really interest me all the time, but they might at some point.
iPod. Double tap to open.
So I'm gonna just go to. Let's just do iPod first. Okay. So I'm gonna double tap I just moved.
Photos. iPod.
Okay, I moved the focus
Double
to
tap
the
to
iPod
open.
icon, and then I can tap literally anywhere on the screen because I know the iPod icon has been selected. So even if I tap up here at the top left, it'll open up the iPod
Volume.
application.
81%. Adjustable.
And now
Swipe up to
on the
increase.
left.
Swipe down to decrease.
Okay, so as she said, swipe up and swipe down. I can increase the volume by going
90%.
or swiping my finger down.
82% volume. 80%. Adjustable.
And then if she's talking and I want her to be quiet, I can just tap two fingertips on the surface of the device anywhere, and she'll stop talking. Along the left panel of the iPod application is what's called the library, or one of the main navigation features. So you can just see what the options are just by scrolling.
Library. Genius mixes. Purchased on Gussie's Purchased 90s music.
So I can move through the different
Audible.
playlists. Audible is where I have my audiobooks, and I'm going to go in there. Now,
American Gods, Unabridged. Part
These are
3.
some of the
Neil
books that I
Gaiman.
have in there.
American Gods, The Book of Love, Unabridged. Part 1.
this is a nice
Kathleen
safe book
McGowan.
that I can
The Book
play
of
for
Love.
you. This is called The Book of Love.
Read it,
The Book of
enjoyed
Love, Unabridged. Part.
That
There
whore,
we go.
Matilda, eludes me again.
Now, well,
The leader of the hooded men growled his outrage as he threw the
this is actually a religious
It
book,
is.
so it's not. It's
a
that
good
that
book,
word
folks,
in the
In
most
the
respectful of senses.
Yeah, respectable. Well, oh.
And again, if I wanted to move
Respectful.
towards music, I could go back to the left panel again.
Now playing. Undead and Unfinished. 02 Spirit. 01 Frostbite. Now. Undead and Vampire Academy. The Book of Love. Edit. Audible. Library. Top 25 most played.
Okay,
Top
let's.
25 volume. 80%. Adjustable.
Now I'm in my top 25
Swipe up
most.
to increase.
I'm in my top 25 most played songs.
Frostbite. Unabridged.
No.
Vampire Academy.
No.
Unabridged. Now playing. Kathleen Library. Top 25 most played. Volume. Mike Posner Cooler Than Me. Tirazza. Tirazza. Stereo Nova.
This is a nice little ditty from a nice album that I like.
Mart. Headphones.
Right, and this is just playing, again, it's just playing like a regular iPod. If I took two fingertips and double tapped on anywhere on the screen, it'll stop it. And then it'll start.
Album art. Image.
Shush. And then if I want it to start playing the music again, it'll do that. Okay, so that's the iPod. Again, if I want to press my home key, it'll take me back to my home screen.
iPod. Double tap to
Okay.
open.
Gus, do you ever do that screen curtain?
I
Is that
do
360?
actually. That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. If you have your earphones in and you want to have some privacy, maybe you're typing a personal email or something, and the screen is kind of big, so people can kind of peek over your shoulder. You can activate something that's called a screen curtain. And what that does is it actually blacks out the screen but still leaves the device active. So I'm going to do that, and that's by taking 3 fingertips. There's a lot of different finger combinations or hand gestures here. But if I take 3 fingertips and I tap 3 times,
screen curtain on.
Right, the screen is blacked out, but if I move my finger across the screen,
YouTube, iTunes, App Store, settings.
It still
double
has,
tap to open.
It still has all the icons there, so I'm just going to turn it on for those of you who can see.
Screen curtain off.
Okay, and again, this is a toggle. Usually, the way this device operates is that you press you do one hand gesture. If you do it again, it reverses what you just did. So it's like toggling on and off these features on and off. The CCVIP demos are funded in part by the Aileen Royce Memorial Trust, New York Community Trust, and Reader's Digest Partners for Sight Foundation. Visit us at www.baruch.cuny.edu/CCVIP.